Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a daily tarot oracle reading, Tattle Tales from the Vector. My goal is to provide valuable information. Just be aware that this is a general or collective reading, so parts may or may not resonate with you. Also, this is a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted it, what was going on in your life back then, you could get further clarity to your situation now by looking back then. I'm going to begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck, and we do have the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands, the pages would work for the king and queen in the court, and they would start around the age of 7 to 14. And they would quite often come from the high society families in the surrounding area, or maybe distant cousins or relatives of the king and queen. And their job was to deliver messages back and forth within the palace walls and just be given small tasks. And as they advanced, by the time they were 21, if they were doing a really good job and they had the money to buy a horse, they could be considered for knighthood. And so the Page of Wands, each of the pages have their own element that they are focused on, and for this page, it is the element of fire, and the wand is made of wood. It's representing a tree, so deep roots from the ancestors and strong branches for the descendants. And this Page of Wands is really enthusiastic. He's got a feather in his cap. This is a young man, like under the age of 20, 21. And he is really, he loves to explore, and that's what these three pyramids in the background represent, the mysteries of the world and his desire to conquer the mysteries. So he loves to end one project and right away go on a new adventure. This is a lot of enthusiasm. And this energy, I mean, you don't have to be that age. It's representing the energy of that age. So you could be 80 and be in this age, be in this energy still, like just always being enthusiastic about, okay, what's my next goal? What's my next adventure that I'm going to go on? So that's the underlying energy for this reading. We have, coming in here, we have you're in an elevated position at this time. The Three of Pentacles represents, yay, you have mastered your skill set, and people are starting to notice this person is really talented, and people want to collaborate with you. So that's really awesome. The energy here is saying, though, be very careful who you collaborate with and who you sign contracts with, because you want to make sure in your elevated position that you're in alignment. This card quite often represents people with like special talents or skills, like someone in the music industry, or an actor, an actress, that's really has the ability to bring in box office hits kind of energy. Or it could be someone like, you could be in a professional sport, and now all the scouts are coming to see if you will come, and play for their team. This also can represent, you have your degree and you were valedictorian of your class, and everybody knows that you're going to do an amazing job in your occupation. So this is, and that scholarships are being thrown your way, that kind of energy. So this is saying this is really awesome that people want to collaborate with you. Make sure that the people that you collaborate with are in alignment with your goals. History is right with the energy of people who have trusted managers and different groups or whatever, to managers to handle their business, and end up really in the end being ripped off. And so this is also, it's about making sure that you understand what you're signing when you sign it, and what effect it's going to have on your lifestyle. The Pentacles are not just about money, but also about lifestyle. And so, you have to make sure that anything you sign, that you make sure that it's that you have it read over, and you have an expert read over it, so that you understand exactly what you're signing. Because sometimes this energy, this is a mason, and they're admiring his stonework. And so this is just my Secret Society card. We're seeing so much of that energy right now out in the news. People that thought that, you know, they were signing up for something that was really going to be beneficial, and they were all excited about it. And then they find out the hard way that the people that they signed up with are not who they thought they were. And so this can quite often represent that kind of energy. Being careful of, you know, it's great news that you're really well sought after. It's also be very careful. And then we have this energy of, yeah, this being what you've always wished for and going for what you've always wished for. The Nine of Cups, there's only 10 cups in the tarot, and the cups represent romantic love and other kinds of love. So it can be love also of something you love to do or something you love to be. This energy is talking about you're very highly favored here to move forward and have everything that you wish for, basically. But you have to remember that if you're wishing for something, it means that you don't have it. And so if you don't have it, then you have to stay in the game and stay focused so that you can. This is also talking about someone who's in the public eye. So that's what I'm getting, that energy of, you know, an actor, an actress, you know, someone in a band, that kind of energy of being, you know, really brilliant and being in the public eye. And this, because this person is on a stage here, and it's saying you're highly favored, but you have to stay in the game. Many, you know, people lose because they give up kind of in the last lap of the race. So you want to stay in there, stay focused, and these cups, it could be like they've already arrived and you're waiting for the 10th, or this could be right now, or it could also be in the future. So just depending on where you are at that. The body language of this person is still like uncomfortable with this energy. The bottom half is leaking energy, and the top half is a little bit closed. If this was above the, his arms were higher, I would say he was protecting his heart and kind of stubborn energy for letting new in. But this is more like down here. And if you look, his arms are almost making the sign of an infinity symbol, representing infinite possibility. So I do feel that you understand that you have the potential, but you need to stay focused. Don't get distracted. Don't you know, throw things away because you get distracted by outside energies. This is talking about all the work that you've put in to get to this point and being aware of that. You know, overnight success is rarely overnight. It's usually people have put a lot of energy in study or, you know, practice or rehearsal into what they're doing, and it appears like, wow, you know, it's so beautiful. But, and the thing that on the other part of this is yes, you've put the work in, but this is a natural talent that comes to you if you're standing out in such a strong way. And it's talking about, you know, sometimes you have to understand the value of your own unique qualities. And sometimes when they come easy to us, we don't realize how desirable they are to others and how it's really not that common to have them, and we don't value them at what they're really worth. Now this energy here talks about the pentacles, as I said, represent your health, wealth, and happiness, and more your lifestyle. But this on this particular card, this is the only one where there's someone actually working, hammering on the coin. So this is actually making money. And this is talking about either you have finished and you're about to start a new project or a new cycle here because you're you know, being sought after, or you're at the stage right before that where, you know, you're still working at it, and you're on the second pentacle and you have 6 to go, and then you'll be there. Just your situation, you would know if, like, because you're the one who is in the situation. The Hierophant is talking about a blessing coming in for you, and this is something that has been decided before you were born, kind of energy. It's like this is part of your path, and this energy is talking about, the Hierophant is traditional structure and bringing that traditional structure from heaven down to earth. So if you're a religious person, this could represent, like for the religious end, so like a pope, a bishop, a cardinal, someone at the very top that is really blessing this situation and making sure that justice of whatever this is comes to you, and that you are the one that receives it. And if it's more of on a spiritual level, this is representing God just right up saying, here you go. Here's a blessing for you. You've been working hard with the gifts that you were given, and it's time to have a blessing here. And this also can talk about on a traditional level on planet Earth. So the legalities and the red tape of this type of energy, being that someone has to bring it about. So there's whatever, this is someone that could be a judge, or if it's for some legal papers, it could be someone that is like a partner in a law firm. It could be the energy of the head coach on a professional team, that kind of energy. And we have the Three of Cups here. Yes, so this is talking about a celebration. And the thing I don't like about this card is they're celebrating, but they're not looking at each other. And so they're toasting, but what are they toasting? We don't really know. It's an event, it's not each other, because they're not looking at each other. It's kind of almost like they're toasting something that has happened, or an event that's happened, more like outside of themselves. And this energy also can represent, like the cups represent love, romantic love. And in many cultures, in particular in Europe, if you toast someone and you don't look them in the eye, there's a superstition that it will bring you 7 years of bad luck in your love life. So it kind of defeats the purpose here. And like people will freak out, look at me when I'm toasting you. So it's kind of like that kind of energy, and because the suspicion is out there. So the fact that they're not looking at each other, and it's a romantic thing. Why is there 3 people instead of 2? It just doesn't feel quite right to me. And generally it usually comes with some other cards that kind of prove me right. Like right here, being left out in the cold. This energy could be that you already are in a position where maybe you did sign up for something when you were highly desired, and you've been hard at work, and it's maybe not the blessing that you thought, and people are celebrating because they're making a lot of money. They're making money, but you're being left out in the cold here. Now this energy is saying like you've been breadcrumbed, kind of. You only have half of what you should get out of the situation, and this is about quite often tactics being used. And so this is, you see it a lot in record deals and producers, like everybody's making money but the artist kind of energy. And these two are collaborating with each other now, and this one's barefoot in the snow, and this one is on crutches. And so this energy represents tactics. And like this person even has a bell around their neck. And in the old days, if you were considered to have the plague, they would put a bell on your neck so that when you came into the town, that you would, people could hear you coming from a mile away, and so they could avoid you. Well, it makes it kind of hard to get a job, to get ahead in life, that kind of energy. So this is talking about not fitting in, not being isolated from society. This energy can represent tactics that are used by secret societies to blacklist people, to isolate them from the rest of society so that they can't flourish, and then the energy can be kind of confiscated from you, and other people that are in that group are making that money instead of you. And this can represent like actually making money, like money schemes, counterfeit kind of energy. And so this energy quite often is talking about, it's the gang stalking, that kind of energy, a bunch of people getting together and bad-mouthing someone to ruin their reputation, and then taking the energy that was supposed to be theirs and using that for themselves instead. And this is talking about, like, the snowflakes are representing the tactics that people use against themselves and against others, and that are also used by the government and by all these groups that we're talking about that are out there right now. It's like wow. There's a lot of energy out there right now with all of those files being dropped of how much abuse of power there really is at the top, and it's trickling down through every like organization. And people are finding like every day there's something else that comes out, and a lot of people are really feeling really discouraged by it, and there's never going to be any justice. But now we're starting to see, just in the last few days, for the first time in the history of the monarchy in over like some are saying 350 to 400 years, has someone in the monarchy been arrested. And we've seen that happen, and now who he was collaborating with was arrested. Now it's not, they're not arrested for the crimes that we thought that they would get arrested for, but for misappropriating public funds or being suspected of doing so. But now, as the more that the police are looking into it, the more people are becoming arrested. And so this energy, it's not going away anytime soon on the planet right now. And so basically what it means is eventually the truth does come out. And also something to consider is if this card can represent feeling like you've always been kind of in this energy where you just don't fit in. And people who have special talents don't fit in, and you're not meant to fit in. You're supposed to be a star. So you are going to stand out, and that can be very uncomfortable until you figure out why. And so just hang in there. This is talking about things have a way of eventually working out as long as you stay on course and do your best to do your best every day. We have the King of Pentacles coming in. Yeah, so I feel like this is the difference. This is the money you should have, and this is the money you do have. And so something here is not right. And the Hierophant is being sent in to correct it. And that kind of justice comes from the spiritual realm down to the planet. And that's what we're seeing right now. It could take a long time. And it's not perfect, that's for sure, but it is on its way down. It doesn't look perfect to us, but for God's plan, it's perfect. And we don't understand we can't possibly understand what God's plan is. All we can do is do our best every day, as I said. And this energy, so the King of Pentacles is someone that is highly regarded for their business acumen. This could represent someone that you signed up with or something, someone that you thought that was highly respected in the industry, that, you felt would be able to manage your money and your contract, and you're finding out now that they're the ones who are making money and you're here. And so this is the kind of, and they're celebrating, but you're not really celebrating because you're doing all the work, and you just feel like, hey, this was supposed to be enjoyable for me. This was supposed to be what I do, this is my life, and I'm not enjoying it. This is coming now. So this is building a pyramid, and the bottom row is representing the tools that you have to overcome. And like you're highly favored, but you have to be, I don't know, like you might be in a position where you did sign up with someone, and now you're in this position and you're doing your best to be removed from it. Now there's this Lover's card is coming in, and it's talking about a lover coming into your life. It's sitting right here on this energy. Now I don't know whether you have a lover coming in or has come in, or past, present, future, that is really good at business, and that is empowering you to get out of this situation, and then you just happen to be really attracted to each other, and it's formed into a relationship. The cloud between them represents getting to know each other, and the energy is learning this, is getting, even if it's something that you love to do and signing up for something, that you really get to know what the information really truly is before you sign up. And so you don't have to rush into relationships. This is, the sun is shining down on this relationship. So it's saying that it's directed by God, and like to have that love in your life and to have that energy. But it's sitting on these two cards, like that I feel like this could be someone being sent in that turns out you're both really attracted to each other, and they help you out of this energy. Yeah, there's a cup of love coming in. Yeah, isn't that interesting? You know, when your money is low, then sometimes you'll have a real good love life, but sometimes your love life is really great, but your money's really low. And the beautiful thing is when both of those happened at the same time together. So this is talking about the knight in shining armor coming in. The knight as would be someone like is a grown-up version, you know, that has been working for the king and queen, delivering messages far and wide. And this message is about a cup of love coming in. So this could be someone wanting to propose to you, or you wanting to propose to someone else for a committed relationship. Generally, that would be traditionally marriage. And this energy is also the first horse that's coming out here. We moved into the energy of the fire horse energy from the energy of the snake on February 17th, and this is coming out on February 23. And so this energy is it 24? I would have to look at a calendar, and I can't right at this moment. So it's within a few days of moving in, a week or so after moving into the fire horse energy. And this is the energy you want to be in with the fire horse energy. The fire horse energy is having a lot of passion and being really in really having a lot of energy, like enthusiasm again. When it comes to love, it being really heartfelt and passionate, setting high goals, and really looking forward to, you know, the energy of working on it. But the danger is being impulsive and not making strong decisions because you rush the decision, or you don't have all the information that you need. So that's just saying, like, this is the energy you want to be in when you're in this year coming up, because you don't want to set your goals so high that you end up being like all you're doing is working and other people are benefiting from it, and they're celebrating, but you're just working. That's what you're doing, and not enjoying and not having time to enjoy the beautiful things in life. This is a new discovery for passion coming in. It's a gift from the universe saying this energy is over. This is what It's time for you to really have what you've always wished for, and having that passion and the love, and also having this energy where you're working for yourself. And I feel like possibly the King of Pentacles could represents a lot of money coming in, and someone who's really admired for their business acumen. So this energy, I feel, is saying someone is being sent in to empower you, and it just so happens that they also are someone that you both are really attracted to each other. And and then look at this. The situation changes. There's 10 of Pentacles here. And look at, that was the overlying energy for this reading. So, and it's kind of interesting because this energy, the Page of Wands is very enthusiastic and passionate, but look how much he's admiring his wand. And I forgot to mention that, like with this energy, you have to be careful because he loves his wand. And sometimes he's thinking with his little head instead of his big head. This is talking about a more mature version now, coming in. And that's why having grown up and understood not to be impulsive, and to take all, if you're going to make a strong commitment, that it's going to be, this energy is talking about having a passion that brings you into the 10 of Pentacles. And so here, you were only getting half of what you want. I feel like this energy is the King of Pentacles coming in to empower you. Now, the characters in tarot are representative of masculine and feminine energy, not so much of gender. So the king could be a woman that's in her masculine energy as well as a male in the masculine. But what it's saying is it's raining money now. You hit the golden buzzer and you're really being honored for your work, and you're actually getting a lot of benefit from it at the same time. So this is the lifestyle coming in, like having the beautiful home with the partner that you want to be with, and maybe you have children and pets, and you have time to stop and chat with the neighbors and enjoy life as well as work. And then we have, this can be some sort of reconciliation. So reconciliation implies that there needs to be forgiveness. So, you know, because of this energy coming in so youthful and younger, it could be when, this could be someone that is from your youth, someone that you knew in the past, not necessarily someone that was that you had a relationship with, but someone that you know from maybe when you were in elementary school even, or in high school kind of energy, and you run into each other, and or maybe you went to school together, in, you know, university together, and now you know, I'm getting this kind of energy where maybe you dated in high school, if you dated at all in the past, and now they went off to business school and you went off to do the arts and you're both really successful, and you bump into each other for some reason because of this communication coming in. And now, you know, this is talking about reconciliation. So maybe you broke up and it wasn't pleasant or whatever back then, but you know, you were both really immature, and now you've grown up. And this could be saying actually that this is someone that you have known in the past, maybe didn't have a relationship with, but you were really attracted to each other, and now you've bumped into each other again. And so the Six of Cups is a card of illusions though. So whenever you're going back to the past, what's happening right now in the energy, the astrological energy, is on the 20th of or 26th of February, where Mercury is going in retrograde, and Mercury is the planet of communication, and so it is talking about strong communication. But when it goes retrograde from the Earth's perspective, it's going backwards. It looks like it's going backwards. And so sometimes communication can be really garbled up, and you know, it can be really challenging. Sometimes it also talks about people from your past coming into your life again. And sometimes that is just so that you can clean up the energy so that you can move forward. Or you actually decide there might be something that you need to forgive from the past, and you choose to forgive. And that paves the path for reconciliation, but it's not, just because you forgive someone doesn't mean you reconcile with them. You can forgive someone and not even tell them you forgive them, and then move forward. But I feel this energy, I'm not necessarily getting, I'm getting more that this is someone you know from the past, but you met, and now maybe you did date, but one, like it was more circumstances. One of you had to go off to business school and one to the art school, like I said. And so the illusions in this card to be careful of is, like, there's 6 cups here, and it appears, oh, there's some children playing in the yard and someone's watching over them, and you know, they're goofing around here with these plants. But when you look again, you realize, hey, that's not children, that's a gnome, and that's a lady, and when you look at her, which she's facing forward, it looks like a young woman, but if you look at her from the other angle, it looks like an older woman, like looking away, like going this way, and a young woman saying, and this represents yes or no. Yes, I will accept your cup, or no, I will not. And so the young woman is more of a people pleaser, and the older woman is that's not for me kind of energy. And what's important to recognize is these white flowers represent innocence. And so this innocence is, you know, it's represented by these beautiful white flowers that are blooming. But this is Datra, and it's from the nightshade family. So you would never have children playing with Datra. But then we found out these aren't children anyway. But like, that's part of the illusion. It looks like the flowers are innocent, but the flowers are actually highly toxic if you ingest them. And so you would never let children and pets play around these plants, because they could become very ill. And so this is talking about, and then sometimes shamans will use the datra to produce visions and stuff in ceremonies. They've been doing it for millennia, like for a year, you know, since the beginning of time, but they know what they're doing. It's not something that you would let children near. And also, this person has a white glove on, and that's saying she doesn't want to get her hands dirty. So it's like, is she going to accept this past energy or just go for all new? And that's and then when you look again, this person that's watching over the children, who aren't children after all, is actually walking away. So it's, this whole card is about illusion. And because it's so close to this card, this can talk about the white glove treatment that's common with secret society energy. So you can look that up and Google it if you want. The energy here is, so this is about, are you going to be, if you're inviting someone from your past back into your life, make sure that this is what you really want. Like if it was a real bad situation, why would you repeat it? People will show you who they are the first time. Believe them is the energy. Having said that, if it's just some circumstances or whatever, then you might want to invite them back in. Very, very common when Mercury's in retrograde, and it will be like about almost a whole month of energy, almost all of March, will be about this energy, people from your past coming in, and you have to decide whether you want to entertain them in your life again. This is talking about something being launched, a project being launched, this energy being launched. I feel in this case that it's actually really strong and that it's been kind of conceived by the universe. Yeah, get together. And this is something talking about being on your path. Temperance is when you have the patience to stay on your destined path, the one that you were put on the earth. And some people consider this to be like the earth angel card, that God has sent down angels in human form, and there's 144,000 of them. It's talked about in the Bible. And this is the energy of, you know, being able to be from the universe, sent by God, but in human form, to be able to do good works on the earth, to empower not just yourself but others to stay on their destined path, and having the patience to do so. And yeah, then we have this energy. See, again, it's saying be very careful with this energy, again, because this can also represent, like this is being sabotaged. And there's, you know, 10 swords here, and this person's down on the ground. This is representing, it could be like a decade of energy of being sabotaged. It could be 10 years has passed since you were sabotaged, and it's sitting right on this card here. And it could be 10 people are involved, or one person 10 times, or you know, once a year on an annual basis. I don't know what that is about. And then this can represent even 10 groups, because there's a lot of effort that's been taken to take this person down. And we have this energy of the darkness and the light. And, you know, the moon on the 17th is a solar eclipse. And then on March 3rd, we have a lunar eclipse. So those energies, eclipses cause these kinds of life-altering changes, and that energy is going to be around probably like for a good 6 months after the beginning of March. So it's talking about being really careful what you let in from the past. We've got it on this energy of reconciliation. We have the white glove here, and we also, this can sometimes represent the slow dagger. So you can look up Google it, and you'll see what that involves with the secret societies. I could go on about that for hours, and I don't want to. I want to just keep moving forward and see what is this about. This energy here is the world. So yes, it's talking about this is talking about the end of a cycle. And you see the hand here is in the form of a blessing. This is also in the form of a blessing. So this is talking about this is the blessing the Hierophant is, and you're getting the blessing the hard way, but it's talking about what's happening here is ending a cycle. And it's talking about, and so is this. So because when the Fool goes off on his journey from the 0 point in the major arcana, the last card that he comes across is number 21, the World. And that means you've achieved your goal, you've achieved everything you can achieve in this past energy, and now you're moving forward into a different energy, and it's sitting on this passion for new discovery, and that this is a blessing in disguise. And sometimes this energy can be like, if you would have received this when you were here, then you would have lost all of the opportunity for this. But because of this energy shifting, now this new journey is being conceived. And it could be with this person or not. It's just saying again, that would be, you would know when you last saw this person. Was it like, oh, it's so sad because we're going off in different directions in our life, but it's been I really enjoyed being with you and I really care about you and it's a good energy? Or did they leave you like this? Because if someone's left you like this, you do not want to entertain them coming back in, or you'll repeat the cycle. And they'll be happy to repeat it, but you want to get into the new cycle. Yeah, then the Empress energy comes in. So, you know, if we go through a lot of hardship, then we can be in a position where we actually, the Empress represents someone who's has so much life experience now that they have all the qualities of the queens from the minor arcana rolled into one person. And this is like an energy of, wow, this is like really amazing energy, really able to manifest with ease, planting the seeds, and they just grow like wheat surrounded at her feet. This is pregnant with possibility, and this is also conception. If you are starting off on a new adventure with a new lover here, because it's right on, and a new passion, and you don't want to be pregnant, be very careful. This is the pregnancy card for, she's pregnant with possibilities, but she can also be pregnant. And this is conception of a new project being launched. And that could represent an actual baby as well. So, you know, babies are gifts, but if you're not looking for that gift right now, then, you know, take care of that energy. Also, so this is talking about being in the energy. I feel like this is having to have fought for what you have, and I feel like this has kind of been an inner battle of disciplining your mind, your subconscious mind, your unconscious mind, and your conscious mind, so that you are plugged into your heart's desires now. Because this is what's going on in the tools, this is the obstacles, and this is having the courage to move forward. So your subconscious mind are the thoughts that you've had since you were a baby until about the age of 6 or 7, and that's heavily imprinted on you. But they're really the thoughts of other people, not your thoughts. This is who people telling you, oh, when you were a baby, you were like this and you were like that. And this is their impression of you. So, but what our environment, when we're a baby, and up to the age of 6 or 7, that gets heavily imprinted on us, like how we approach people, how we approach love, how we approach making money. That quite often comes from our subconscious mind, and it's really not our thoughts. It's the thoughts of other people who they thought how we should be, or, you know, that kind of telling us how we were. And then we have the unconscious mind, which is your soul's needs. So your soul has needs just like your physical body does. And a lot of people will think, oh, well, I'm a human being with a soul, but it's more accurate to say you're a soul traveling in a human body. And so your soul will get really loud. That unconscious mind will get really loud if the soul is dissatisfied with the journey, if it's too material and there's not enough love. And then the conscious mind is what you have a handle on. This is your life experiences, your interpretation of it. And so when you put these three together and you plug them into your heart's desires, and you have the courage to say, that's what I want, then that's what this next level is. It's moving into your heart's desires. So being really, the hangman is saying that you want to be in balance here. And to get that balance, you're willing to be patient, to heal from the energy, to make sure you're making strong choices, to do your research. That's what the eclipses are saying. The eclipses will get us to focus on the weakest part of our life, the one that's standing out like a sore thumb kind of energy here. And that energy, when we're hyper-focused on that, it's a really good thing because we're clearing that up. But keep in mind, like, reserve judgment until you have all the facts, because when we're super hyper-focused on one area of our life, we can be losing sight of everything else. So it's good to check in with yourself and make sure you're making balanced decisions. The hangman is hanging from the tree of life to gain knowledge, and he's hanging upside down so that he can look at things from a totally different perspective. And when he feels that he has this new perspective, the aura around his head gets really bright, and it's saying that he has the ability to be able to really make strong choices. And he doesn't climb down from there until he knows that he is. Yeah, this is a time to put down any burdens that don't belong to you, or anything that, like, burdens can be other people's shift, and you need to put that down and let them carry it themselves. Or it could be even actions that you've taken that, you know, in the past, like maybe you purchased a house and now you want to move and you have to sell it. So it's an asset. And it wasn't necessarily a bad choice or anything. You've enjoyed living there and that. But now, if you can't sell it right away, it's going to be a burden because you're ready to move on. And so it's talking about how life changes and how sometimes the seeds that we plant of the things we thought we wanted can change quite a bit. And then those things can become burdensome. But they're kind of like still part of our harvest, if you understand what I'm meaning. So this card is saying that, you know, you're almost there, don't give up, you're almost home. He can't see he's almost home because he's been working so hard here and he's so focused. And so this is talking about needing to put, if you're carrying burdens for other people, put them down and don't go back to the past if that's the case. You don't want to be revisiting old energy that you had to heal from. This is saying keep going, you're almost there, even if you can't see it. And then this is, walking away from situations and people that you love, that you've put a lot of energy and effort into, but you recognize, hey, this isn't working for me anymore, and that's okay. And so this could be like maybe you signed up with someone and you've just decided, well, I'm going to have to go in a totally different direction, or find something else that I love to do, but I'm not going to sell myself short in this way anymore. It's that kind of energy. And walking away from the starting a new cycle in the Empress energy, though, understanding, hey, I can manifest anything I want. I have all this experience now, and maybe realizing what I want is very different from what I wanted down here. And so it's not really like a bad thing. It's kind of human. It's life, right? You could have thought, I just want to be a star, and I don't want to get married and have children, and then realize, no, that's what I really want. And I don't want to be a star. I want to be like more of an average, everyday person. You actually see people walking away from Hollywood that do that. They just say, you know what? It was great. I enjoyed it for a while, but now I want to have peace for my family and myself, and I want to just live like a regular everyday life. And but you're a star, so probably you're going to shine no matter what. And that's what this is talking about. This is your destined path, to get on your destined path and to be like living the life you want to live and that you were meant to live. You have your own unique qualities to bring down to earth. The North Star is when you're following your destiny, and this is your destined path. And so it won't feel like work to you when you're in that position. You're adding your own unique flavor to the world, and you're making sure you mix that up with the universe and pour that onto the earth. And you'll notice here that there's 5 streams of energy here, and that represents the 5 pentacles, the points on the star here. And so this is talking about lifestyle. It's not just money. It's about, you could have all the money in the world, but if you're not living how you want to be living, and you don't have the love in your life, but you have all the money. It's kind of like King Midas, you know, the Midas touch, where everything he turns is to gold. So he can't really have a lover because they'll turn to gold. And then there'll be a statue instead of someone that, you know, they can have a relationship with. And so this is talking about this new journey that you're on, because we ended this cycle and now you're more in this energy. And you understand, you're plugged into your heart's desires, and you understand like the steps that you want to take, the burdens you're going to put down, what you're going to walk away from, and where you're going to put your energy now. And the Magician is the first card that you come across when you're a fool on your journey. And this is talking about bringing from the heaven what you want down to earth, so that you are actually living your best life ever. And this is talking, you have the tools for it, you've been through all this, you have the understanding. And also here it's talking about you can create a beautiful garden. And interestingly, the Magician has, like, this is the 100% infinite potential to the power of infinity and beyond. And this is planting this beautiful garden, but he also has an Ouroboros around his waist. And this is a snake that's biting its tail. And we just moved out of the year of the snake into the year of the fiery horse. So this is saying, yeah, this is a magic time for you. Walk away from any, look how he's pointing to bring this down to earth. Walk away from anything that's holding you back, even if you've put the effort into it. When you walk away from something that you've been successful with, you know, and then it's just no longer suiting you, that energy is not like starting from scratch. Like, you have learned so much, and once you've tasted success, you know how to have success. This is talking about a new feeling like you're in a new world, a different energy that you want to be in, a passion for new discovery. And I feel like the celebration then is going to be about what you want in your life, like the event that you want, recognizing that you already have everything you want here on a personal level. And so you're going to go after victory in what you want under your own terms. And that's what they is pointing to. So this energy could be that also, because the Hierophant is here, that this energy is taken out of your life, that some justice is brought, like we're seeing on the planet right now, and it frees you up. So that, I feel like that could be saying this energy here is now over, and the Hierophant has taken care of it. So we can put the Hierophant here. Just because I've never done that before, but I'm getting it clear. That was then, this is now. Maybe that's what I'll call this reading. That was then, this is now. This is the Chariot moving forward. This is saying, oh yes, you're on your destined path and things are different now. And so moving forward, it's already happening. The judgment has been made in the heavens and it's coming down to earth here. That kind of energy. And then we have, this is talking about keeping an open mind. I feel like this energy is going to be something very different. And it's not this or that energy. It's more like creative solutions to problems. And so this energy, this person is sitting there, and this can represent a closed mind and not willing to move forward. But it also can represent holding yourself in a very still position, so that you're not distracted by anything outside of yourself, and you're going totally inward to get what you want. There's a saying, because you have eyes you cannot see. And that means, like, you know, we think, you know, a lot of times people will say, well, I'll believe it when I see it. But really, you don't see very much of the light spectrum. It's a very small percentage. And so all the stuff that you think you're seeing and you think that's the whole picture, it really is nowhere near the whole picture. And so going inward with your third eye is the only way to see the real big picture. And that comes from within. And I feel like that's the energy saying of being on a path that's more, that your spiritual side is more in tune with than the energy that you were in before here. It's enthusiasm for a different way of being, and having the courage to do that, to dig really deep, to go after your authentic desires and move forward with that energy, having the strength. Like this young woman is reaching into the lion's mouth and saying, I'm willing to face my fears. And the lion is a mature lion, and he's allowing it. Look at it, he's submissive, saying, yeah, go ahead. I know that you're going to do it anyway. And this gives having the courage to dig deep like that gives you the power to move forward in the way that you want. And again, this is talking about after the dark night of the soul, the hermit climbs up to the top of the mountain to find out to confer with God and find out when the lantern is full of the North Star energy, then that energy is when you know what you're going to do when you come down. And what's really interesting is this represents the energy of the dark night of a soul. And then that is what, like when you realize I'm really not happy here and I'm ready to move forward in a totally different way. And I'm willing to make my life totally different if I have to do so. And this eclipse, the second one on March 3rd, is actually an energy of on the 3rd of March, that's going to be a lunar eclipse. So there's light shone on what's going on, and it is in the energy of the North Star. So it's in the North Node energy. What is your destined path? And this is saying it's been a long time coming. This night is the slowest night in the deck. It's talking about and this is saying he's bringing in this abundance that in the spiritual realm. It's interesting when you give up the fear around it and you go inward and you correct your subconscious mind about how to manifest what you want. It flows to you with more ease. And so this is talking about finally, after waiting a long time for this energy to come in, I feel like there's going to be some good news about money coming in when you get to the top of this, at the top here, that's the promise. We can go here from the bottom, having mastered your skill set and being at the beginning of the journey, basically, and being really careful who you collaborate with, because you're launching the rest of your life, basically. And this is about having to get back on your path, basically, like having the patience to get on the correct path. We have that here with the star energy, with the North Star. And then the Magician, that's when you are clear on your path. That's when you're fully in your purpose. That's when this energy comes in, and you just give up everything that's not in alignment with that. Go up to the mountain and say, what do I need to do next? And you go and you do it. That's when all of a sudden things just fall into place. That's energy. You have the courage to face your fears. And then this is talking about having faith in your insight, in your intuitive ability, and using that to move forward, as well as your logic here, having your subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind plug into your heart, and then having that clarity with the lover that is also abundant, that can really empower you. And you can have the enthusiasm for this next stage of your life. So this is really awesome energy. And this is, I feel like, a lesson that we're all kind of being shown on the planet. Sometimes it seems like other people's destiny is better. And then we're seeing all these people that were in like these powerful positions, and they had like lots of money and position and talent and beauty and everything. And they weren't happy. And look what's happening now for a lot of them. So we can learn from that. We don't have to experience it ourselves, and we can recognize that. What's happening to them is very public, but we have lots of shift that's happening to us in the average person's world that's similar but not so public, right? Or not so. We're not leading a country, we're leading our household. It's hard enough to keep a household running when you have 2 kids and you're both working, and the economy's tight and stuff. So I can't imagine that, it takes a lot to be at the top running shift. Like there's a lot of considerations to make. So I do hope you've enjoyed this up to this point. Give it a like and comment if you have. And I'm going to clarify this a little bit further here with my oracle. And this is Tales from the Vector. Interestingly enough, we had this energy. Oh, there we have it. Those are the cards that want to come out here. So just sorry, I gotta grab them. So this this energy of this these two eclipses together right now was very similar to energy back in March 3rd of 2007. So if you go back and you look at what was going on in your life then, it might give you further clarity to what's happening in the world right now and in your own personal situation. I started this oracle back then. So degradation of energy, shame off you instead of shame on you. So sometimes we make mistakes in life and then we can't get past them. Like we just feel like I'll never recover from this, or it was so embarrassing, or that kind of energy. And recognizing that sometimes we make mistakes because we just don't have the life experience. And it doesn't matter really, like if you're trying new things all the time, you could be an older person that doesn't have the experience. And so it's not so much about making mistakes, it's about learning from them. And that's what this energy wants. And so I was just saying, like back in March, on March 3rd of 2007 is when I started my oracle. And that's what I'm going to clarify with. This is Tales from the Vector, and that's Tails. And so I completed the 64th painting in 2020, and now I'm bringing the deck out, and I'm just working with, to get the information that goes with the booklet that goes with it. And I will, in the description box below, put the numbers of the card that are on these cards and the order they appear here. And then you can take a look there if you want to go to my website, talesfromthevector.com, and you can take a look at the paintings and maybe get further clarity from it. We have going on a foolhardy, if you go on a foolhardy journey, that's part of your heart energy. That's when you're going to have the an experience you can anticipate. And this is the Magician coming in. That's the first step that you do have the tools that you need. And as long as you're on your destined path, you're going to have a more strong, a stronger experience. This is also talking about if you go this route and you go for temptation, that it's going to be a foolish journey. And so, but this is saying, I feel like this is an energy, it was just immaturity, like not understanding what's really going on. And that you can see that happening for a lot of people. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be like really, the best in your field, and you're a really good singer or entertainer, and that's like, that star quality and wanting that to shine, and accidentally making moves that are really challenging. So when that energy comes in, I always check it out, cover it, to see what was the energy behind it. What's fun for some is not fun for everyone, and that's the truth, isn't it? So being really careful that you're dotting your I's, crossing your T's when it comes to contracts. Understanding, having, find someone that you can get really good advice from that's outside of the situation, if you can, before you make agreements with people that you might regret later. And, you can even make strong agreements and regret them later, but it's more about doing everything you can to learn from the lessons that you've already experienced and not repeat them. So if this energy is someone that did this to you, you definitely don't want to repeat that. If it was something that it was just, life that took you apart, well, then you might want to entertain it, but you want to get to know each other really well before you make any serious commitments. We have, and then this is the card that comes out, the Lover's card. So again, it's talking about having this perfect divine partner is way more fun in life than having the wrong one. And then this is the Capricorn energy. So when I have horoscope signs coming in on my readings, I just want you to be aware. I'm not talking about an actual individual, although that could be in your energy. But what I'm talking about here is the sign, the state of being of that sign, and what can we learn from it. And this Capricorn is talking about having like strong responsibility and being a responsible person. We have the Earth Star, which is talking about manifesting from the sacral chakra. That's our creative center. And also remember what I said here about the pregnancy card and the conception. If you don't want to manifest an actual baby from your sacral energy, take care of it because it's showing up in the energy. We have the Hierophant coming out again here, saying that you are destined to be on this new path. And look, it's right above this Hierophant. The new passion, becoming an empress from all. See, now that if you've learned what you've learned from this, then you'll make strong choices moving forward here. And we have this energy of attachment. So that's the mother of all karmic spaces. So if we become really attached to someone or something, and we can only see from, like, that's the only way that we're going to accept it, it's a karmic space that we can fall in. And then it causes, like, if you really become attached to something and you don't want to let it go, then it's going to cause problems. You'll do anything to keep it, kind of energy. And that's, and I can see there's some karmic spaces coming out here. So lack of awareness, yeah, never underestimate the power of willful ignorance. So like if you're really excited and you're like, oh, like this is exactly the best deal that I'm looking for, but you don't check it out because you don't really want to know if it's not because it's so good. That's when this disruptive energy can come into your life, and the need to be right. So it's like once you've gone through a situation that is very challenging for you, are you going to stay in this energy where, no, I was right and I had no part in it and they were wrong? This is more like, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? Learn from your mistakes, acknowledge that your part in it, and let go of anything that's no longer serving you so that you can move forward in a stronger way. You don't need to repeat mistakes over and over again to get the lesson. We have, yeah, the ego. And the ego will say to you, your ego will say to you, oh no, you want to hang on to this. This is awesome. And you're like, no, it's not awesome. So it's about, you know, keeping your ego in check. Your ego will say, hey, you'll never get another opportunity like this. Don't check it out. And that's that kind of, no, I am worthy. I am way more than just my physical body. I have my spiritual needs as well, and I need to make sure it's a balanced decision. Pride, that's another karmic space. So there's a lot of karmic spaces coming out, and this is basically talking about these energies that human beings can fall into, because basically the first one is the mother of them all, attachment. So the Hermit, yes, again, same, like on either side here. You know, if you've had a challenging time, take the time to go and figure out, you know, isolate for a while, meditate, pray, get connected again so that you can make strong decisions. Falling and failing in love is a matter of eye. So this is about the energy of your heart chakra, and making sure, like, understanding that you have to have love for yourself first. How are you going to attract someone? Like the Empress understands that, that, you know, you have to make strong decisions for yourself first and foremost, and be balanced in your energy, in your masculine and your feminine, so that you can make strong choices within yourself. And then that's the kind of energy you'll attract in a partner. And look at this, then we have the World. And you achieve your goals. That's a perfect way to end this reading. All right, well, I hope you've enjoyed this reading. Please do give it a like and comment if you have. Consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy. And I'll be back tomorrow with another tattletale from the Vector. Bye for now.